Active Directory acts as a centralized management of your user accounts, computers, and any other relevant object information like groups, printers, shared folders that are within your network environment. In this video, we are diving into the installation and promotion of these Active Directory. The whole idea here is to transform a standard independent Windows server into a domain controller. These would act as the central brain of your network. Before we start, I will encourage you to go back and complete the steps in the previous videos. We had earlier on had configured static IP to the DC01 server. We had given it or updated its server name, which you can see here to be DC01. We had also done some DNS settings configuration. So please, I'll kindly suggest that you go back, watch those videos before coming to this. Now, why then do we need a centralized management? You will know that without an AD, every computer or object is actually an island. What do I mean by that? This actually would mean that you would have to manually have to create your user accounts on each and every single PC or VM. Now, think of Active Directory as a master company directory that would hold all company and subsidiary information in one centralized place. This actually allows you to create, if I'll say, users or make changes to these objects from a single point rather than having to visit each and every single machine to do that or to do those changes. All right. Now, to use the Active Directory, there are two steps that are involved. The first one is to install the Active Directory domain service rule. And then the second one is to promote, or we call it promotion. That is where we promote the server to become a domain controller. Now, with the first one, which is the installation of the Active Directory domain service, or we call it ADDS rule, we are actually telling the server that, yes, you are now, or you now have the capability to become a leader. So at this stage, the files are actually on the server, but it isn't the boss yet. Now, if you go on to promote the server to become the domain controller, this is actually where we are making it a leader by defining the forest. We are defining the forest, which is we are giving it or making it a top level container, and also the domain, which is that we are giving it a specific network identity. So these are the two steps we need to ensure to make to actually get to use an Active Directory service. Okay. All right. So let's see how we can do that using a PowerShell command. Okay. So I've gone ahead to script the commands. That is for it to install the AD and to promote it to become a domain controller. So mine is just to copy and then paste it here. So now we still now have to navigate to the PowerShell screen, which is going to number 15 and typing number 15. Now we are within the PowerShell interface. So let me just copy the command and then gladly paste it here. So this is actually installing the Active Directory domain service rule. So that is what is currently happening. All right, so let's wait for it to finish the installation. If you need a script, I'm going to paste it in my GitHub repo, which is in the link below. So you can go ahead, look at that, and then copy it. Other than that, you can also look at on the screen what is here. You follow the same procedure to install and then promote your AD, your server to become a domain controller. Okay, so the next step is to type in yes or Y, and then hit the enter key. So it goes ahead to promote this server to become a domain controller. So once this is done, we will need to restart the server. So let's wait for it. It's doing each step. So the first thing is to validate environmental user inputs. All tests have been completed successfully. It went ahead to installing the new forest. All right. So we're doing all its checks. So that is the step-by-step process until it finishes all these, and then we can restart the server. Then it now becomes your domain controller. Okay, so it's done with the installation. It tells you it is successful, operation completed successfully. All right, so now we need to close this. Okay, it does that automatically for it because we had wasted some time. So let's see. Okay, so it's now giving me the login interface to then log into my account. All right, so it normally takes some time before all this process completes, so you need to give it some time. All right, now you realize that it is now telling me to log in into my home lab, which is my domain. So all this has gone through, all the commands or the scripts I've entered had gone through, and it's now created a domain for me. All right, so let's still enter my credentials. Hope I'm entering the right in admin. No, administrator, and then the password is, now that I hit my enter key, and let's see what happens. Okay, so you realize that the domain name that changed from workgroup to domain, which is now homelab.local, which is my network identity. All right. Okay, so we are successful here. That's good to know. Okay, so to be sure that our DNS server is also installed, now what you need to understand is that once you've installed and promote the server to become a domain controller, the DNS server is equally installed on the same DC01. Now, what is the function of the DNS? The DNS is basically to resolve an IP address into its domain name. Now, this domain name we know already has an IP address, which is the static IP we had configured for the DC01. Now, let's try and see if it is able to resolve the IP address into its domain name. If it does that, then it means that our DNS server is active and working. All right. So let's go back to the PowerShell, which is number 15. All right. Okay. First of all, let's try and ping our DC01 192. So we call it a self ping test. 168.100.10. All right. So it is going through successfully. All right. I think A. All right, so it is going to successfully. So what we can do to check if the DNS is working is to use a tool called nslookup. So let's use nslookup space dc01.homelab.local. Right. Once we run this command and it gives us the IP address, it resolves it into an IP address. That means that it is working. So you see, the DC01, once we run this, it just has resolved it into an IP address. So it's giving us the domain name as well as the IP address, which means that it is functioning. Okay, that's good to know. All right, see you later in the next video.